dietitian here at the fitness center. I wanted to take a minute to talk to you guys about nutrients that are important for bone density. I thought this was a good topic for us to talk about in the month of May. So, when we think about building strong bones and keeping our bones as dense as possible as we get older, a lot of times people tend to think of just calcium and vitamin D. Now, these nutrients are definitely super important and they play a vital role in our bone health. But there are other nutrients that also impact how dense our bones are, and they deserve some recognition too. So I thought I would share some information about all these nutrients with you guys today. So there's a few minerals that are what makes up the main structure of our bones, and those are actually calcium and phosphorus. So calcium and phosphorus plus collagen or protein, those are the substances that actually provide the structure and the substance to our bone tissue. There are other nutrients that support the role in building bones, and we'll get to those in just a second. So calcium, everybody knows about that. The recommended intake for adults is between 1,000 to 1,200 milligrams per day. The 1,200 milligrams is a higher amount for women. And calcium is found in our dairy foods, so milk, yogurt, cottage cheese, regular cheese, even in fortified like plant milk. So almond milk and soy milk also have calcium in them. Now, phosphorus is a nutrient that most people get plenty of in our diet. It's not really like a nutrient of concern per se, but it is still important for us to know which foods contain phosphorus. So this is found in the same foods as calcium, so milk, yogurt, and cheese, and it's also found in meat. So things like salmon, chicken, beef, and pork. Those contain phosphorus as well. Now, protein is very crucial because our bones are made of about 30% protein in the form of collagen. So we do need to consume protein on a day-to-day basis to continuously add to the amount of amino acids in our body that help go to support so many different body functions. Each of us has an individualized protein requirement. So if you don't know how much protein you should be consuming in a day, that is something that a dietitian can calculate for you. Now we have our supporting nutrients. So vitamin D is one of those supporting nutrients. Most people think vitamin D is part of our bone makeup, and that is actually not the case. So vitamin D, where that comes into play, it helps our body absorb calcium and phosphorus in our GI tract. So if we are deficient in vitamin D, we are not going to be absorbing as much calcium and phosphorus out of our food as we need. So getting enough vitamin D is definitely important. This is a nutrient of concern because vitamin D is not found in a huge variety of foods. It's found in things like trout, salmon, mushrooms, fortified milk, and fortified cereals. So a lot of cereals do have added nutrients to them, and vitamin D is one of them. Now, the daily requirement of vitamin D for adults is measured in two ways. It's 15 micrograms or 600 international units. So if you look at like vitamins or supplements or the amount of vitamin D that a particular food contains on a label, you may see it displayed in micrograms or you may see it displayed as IU, international units. Vitamin K is another supporting nutrient. And this is required for the activation of a protein called osteocalcin. And this is what helps to build bones. So vitamin K is important for getting calcium into the bone matrix and strengthening our bones. Vitamin K is found in leafy green vegetables, things like romaine lettuce, spinach, kale, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, things like that. The last nutrient that is super important for bone health is magnesium. And this is important for bone remodeling And that's a process where old bone tissue is broken down and replaced by new, healthy bones. So magnesium also helps ensure that calcium gets deposited correctly into our bone tissue, and magnesium also supports the function of vitamin D. Magnesium is found in foods like pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, almonds, spinach, and black beans. And one last fun fact, I guess, about bone health. There's one particular food that is getting a lot of recognition right now for helping with bone density, and that is prunes. So prunes are actually just the dried version of plums. And studies show that consuming prunes on a daily basis can help maintain bone density in postmenopausal women and older men. And this occurs through the anti-inflammatory compounds that are found in prunes, and they inhibit these bone depleting cells that break down bone tissue. So if you needed another reason to add prunes into your diet, you can certainly add them in for bone health. If you have any questions about whether or not you're getting enough of these nutrients, if you think maybe supplements would be needed or required, feel free to stop by the front desk and set up a nutrition appointment. I'd be happy to meet with you and go through these things with you and get a good plan together to keep your bones in good shape. Hope you all have a happy May. Take care.